This episode of DanDee Rocks is brought to you by DHGoldsmiths, custom jewelry designers and custom gemstone creations. Welcome back to DanDee Rocks. It's Deandra, I'm Daniel. We just wanted to quickly say thank you guys all so much for those of you that have subscribed to our channel, and welcome you guys aboard. I know we got a lot of great stuff coming along, not just with here, but also DHGoldsmiths. And we also want to thank you guys for all the great likes and comments and all the things you guys have shared with us. It's been great. So yeah, it's been a fantastic couple of weeks. We've been really busy, so it's been awesome.
Yep. So Daniel, what are we working on this week?
All right, so you guys remember the last one. It was a long video. We do say that we've got it a lot more streamlined now, but that was an introduction, so it gives you the whole process of what we do when we cap a stone. But now things are going to be a lot more streamlined. So I want to let you know, when we finished it, we did that last piece for a member of the Three Rivers Gem and Mineral Society, and we delivered it. And she absolutely loved it. Well, not only did she love it, but also did all the other members of the society. And before we could even leave, another guy jumped up and said, "Hold on, I've got a stone that I brought back from New Mexico." And on his trip, he brought back a man-made opal from.
Ooh.
So yeah.
I like opal.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
So what are we gonna do with the opal? Are we cabbing it?
No.
Okay.
This is a first for us, especially for me, but it's something that a lot of people love, and it is something very important in the lapidary world. And of course it was a gentleman that brought it to us, so the first thing that came to my mind was a ring. And so, inlays.
And no cabbing involved. Yeah.
Nope, inlays. We're gonna, well,
Inlays?
there's somewhat of a cabbing, yes.
Inlays.
We're gonna do an inlay. So this is gonna be a gents opal inlay ring.
And Daniel will be doing most of the work.
All right, so this is the beginning of our new project, which is going to be an opal inlay. This is a man-made opal, which is an incredible stone that was given to us by our friend Ed at Three Rivers Gem and Mineral Society. And what we decided would be a really cool project with this stone here is to do an inlay. And so this is going to become an inlay in this ring here. And so we're going to show you that project here. But the first thing we got to do is slab this. And we didn't show this on the previous episode, so we're showing it to you now. This is our slab saw, which fits on the end of our cab king. And we've got it set up here. And you notice down here we've got water. There's no drain, so the water's not drained. We just want the water to cycle back and forth. And we just got it covering about an 1/8 inch to a 1/4 inch of the wheel at the bottom. So as the wheel spins, it's lubricating. We get water on the wheel, and we'll be able to slab our saw. We'll be able to slab our stone. So once we got the water set in and everything like that, we're going to lay in our platform here. And we're ready to slab.
So the first thing we need to do is we need to get the piece of opal to sit inside our bezel here. And so we have a nice piece of opal. It's pretty square on all the sides. The nicest side I see is right here. So I'm going to start with this corner, and all we're trying to do is get a very simple smaller cut, and then we'll take it to the diamond wheels and set it in there like it was born in there. So we'll get it over, get our guide going, make a couple marks, and head to the saw. See you guys in a few. If I could stand that way and control it, I could try it. But that's 80. And I think that would take it away too quickly. Got it. So what we'll do is match up the corners, and you make sure when you're custom fitting these, you always go in the same way every time. And popped in. Yay, it fits!
Alright, so now we've got our stone fitted to our setting. Looks good. I'm about ready to epoxy it in. And Dee thought she was going to get away with not having to do all the work, but she does this very well. She actually does hearts extremely well and can cut them to fit the settings absolutely perfectly. And that's the thing when you're doing those types of things. If you can get as tight a fit as possible, you're going to get a better quality fit, especially with inlays. We're going to get this thing in here. We're going to get it fitted. I'm going to get it epoxied in, and then we're going to start polishing it. So, that opal was a little tougher to cut than you thought?
Yes, I thought that the first wheel would just eat it up, and it really didn't budge that well, so a little bit challenging.
Yep. And now while we're waiting, we got the stone set. We're going to start doing that here in a sec. But I want to talk to you real quick because, like I said, you've been doing some really interesting stuff here recently. And those of you that follow us online have probably seen some of the stones. But what were some of the big pieces that you did?
So we got a coffee can worth of Montana agate. And they have these intricate, like either dendritic patterns in them or just where the agate flowed together. And I've been cutting hearts, and we've been backlighting them, and they're gorgeous. Each one tells its own story. So we have one that's out of Africa. It's dark browns, and it has the Sierra landscape and a little bit of tree looking. And then we have another one coming up that looks like a cliff crashing into, a big divide. So they're a lot of fun.
Now, the first one you put online on
Yes.
Cabochon Marketplace, I believe?
I think so.
How long was that online?
About 30 minutes.
That's how quick it went. The second one we posted online.
Yes.
But yet the person that bought it was a local person.
Yep, out of Angola.
And we found out that they actually, it got somehow posted on a local marketplace, and they saw it, so they bought it right online too. So yeah, our stones happen to they do tend to go a little quick. So the Montana agate went really well. Tonight you also did
Dead camel jasper.
Oh my God. This thing's amazing.
And it was a piece that I got from one of my friends, that Rockhound, which
hey, who's that?
It's a vicious cycle. That's my friend Sherry.
Sherry in?
She is in Washington.
Yep, Sherry. Hi, Sherry.
Hi, Sherry. And so this one, and it was just a little sliver for me to try. So she was great. We did a nice little swap, and it had this big crevice in it. And I thought, well, what the heck? We'll try to put it into cabochon, see if we can slowly work out that little crevice. It's a pretty big hole, and I got it to go down in cab, and it's perfectly flat, beautiful polish. So it's no longer my dead camel. It's been revived, and it looks gorgeous. So excited for that piece.
Now, I was out of town doing some shows last weekend.
Yes, you were.
And so she took it upon herself to organize the studio.
Yeah, it was getting a little frustrating for me to go find where I had left the last piece of rough. So I kind of put it through a color-coded system for light. So blue is jasper, orange is agate, yellow is agate, orange is like crystals, like quartz and stuff like that. And then we have
Pink for opal.
Pink for opal, and
the green is?
Green is things that don't have its own classification. So it's a little bit of everything.
So yeah, we got some rhodochrosite, some sodalite, you know, some various slabs, things that petrified woods, those types of things. So it came out really well that way. Yeah. But it's a great, it's an excellent, and like you said, if you're looking to organize your studio, call Deandra, she'll come right over, get right on it. She's great at it. So anyways, so that's what we've been doing. Other things we've been working in the studio, I've been working on labradorite.
Yes.
To let you guys know that if you haven't worked with it before, it is tricky. It is brittle. It does tend to crumble and fall apart as you're. So there is a skill to doing labradorite, getting the sheen, getting it slabbed so that you get the shine, the sheen going on it. So there's something to that, and we're going to work on that on a later episode. But anyways, now we've all been caught up on what we've been doing in the studio. Let's get back to our project. All right. So, all right, now we've got it set, hardened and everything. It's ready to set. Well, what we're going to do is, I am definitely not going to this one. This opal is very soft. So we're going to start with this wheel right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do kind of a barrel where I'm going to go over and over this way, and then I'm going to roll up this way. So I'll kind of have a nice rectangular pattern. Hopefully I'll get some nice good corners on that. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to roll over my corner, I'm going to roll over my top and get a nice dome going this way, and then we'll work on the edges. You see I got that dome right there? So that looks pretty good. Now I could leave it like that and just polish all around and do it nice and flat. But I like to do, I'm going to do these little corners right here and do it and just nice and straight. Corner up like that. So you can see the little corners are coming up towards the center a little bit. Hard to see. This thing's got amazing fire to it.
That's beautiful.
So,
holy cow.
So that's going to come out beautiful. All right. So we're going to move on through the rest of the polishing wheels, and we'll catch you at the very end. One thing I should have told you guys, when you're doing inlays, and I thought about that, and it's pretty much true. Do not be afraid to go onto the metal. Now, there may be some guys that are saying, well, if you go onto the metal, you're going to contaminate the wheel. I'm not going much onto it. I'm just touching it. But the idea is that the stone blends seamlessly into the bezel. And so, there we are right there. That is gorgeous. There's huge red and green fire. This is actually, they call it created red opal. And it's got a nice polish. You can see the lines going across. You got nice bezel, you got nice facets with the barrel on the top. It's a gorgeous size. This is going to be amazing stone. So now we're going to turn it up to Dee. She's going to do the final polish.
It's so shiny! Wow. Okay, Daniel, next step's yours.
Alright, so normally after the final polish of the stone, you're done. Okay? But with an inlay, it's still got the ring to deal with. And so there was a few little scratches around the bezel, things like that. And of course there's some other little things inside the ring that I want to polish out. So what I'm doing is the final polish on the ring. I'm going to get it shined up to a nice mirrored finish on the outside so the stone is just as beautiful as the rest of it. So the first thing we do is we go and sand out all the, file out all the scratches and everything. And get out all the little blemishes, this, that, the other thing. And okay. I got it wrong. Look at that. All right. There you have it, folks. One Opal Inlay ring. So, what'd you think?
Not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Not as scary. Mm-hmm. Obviously, really enjoyed doing the project with you, and I think Ed's really going to like it. But that is gorgeous. So, you know what that means? If we've done one,
we're gonna do more.
You got it.
But so, yeah, honestly, the inlay process, although this is a simple buff top style ring, it gives you the basics. And if you really want to do something like this, it's not really challenging. I mean, I think this is a good one to start with. And this way, I can develop you can work on your technique and work on that. And like I said, just go back, polish the ring really good, and you come out with a really gorgeous piece. So I think the most difficult part was just getting the stone fitted.
Yes, I would agree. It was a pretty tight fit, and because it's so square, there was no wiggle room at all. So
yeah, I would say, you know, even it'd be even more, you know, could even be trickier with ovals. Definitely a heart shape, which she likes to do a lot.
Yes.
So, but yeah. So, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, if you like what you see, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do us a favor, subscribe. We're gonna do these shows a lot more often, hopefully. We're gonna do some stuff with DHGoldsmiths. We're gonna do giveaways, contests. We got some stones we might be doing a giveaway. We'll be doing some promotions from some of the gem shows. So hopefully in the next year or two you start seeing us around. We'll definitely be back in Tucson, definitely be in Toronto. Denver is on our wish list right now, so you know.
And let us know what you want to see us do. So
yeah.
Hey, this is for your guys' education as much as it is ours. Well, you know what? 10 o'clock. Time to call it a night.
Yeah, time
we
to go
got
to
to
bed.
turn off the shop for the night.
Well, good night, everybody.
Good night.
We'll see you next time around.
And don't forget, rock out this week.